Hi guys, it's Claris, and in today's video we are going to be doing these beautiful eggs. So what I have done is essentially gotten some boiled eggs, wiped them dry, and then I have done some pretty watercolor on them. So you can see I've done two different styles. One has a faint light background with florals on the front, and then the other one has a white background with just like a pretty floral pattern. So I hope you guys are excited to do this and continue watching to see how this is done. So here's what we're going to need for today. We are using a boiled egg that's been properly dried up, so there is no damp surface on this. For my brushes, I am using my number 4 Silver Black Velvet, and then my number 6 Filbert, just like in the last 2 or 3 videos of mine. We're gonna sort of continue with that trend. I have my water ready. For colors, I am using St. Petersburg White Knights. This is the Russian blue. This is carmine. This is yellow ochre, and then finally raw umber. So I'm going to try and use these consistently throughout. So we're going to start off by using the Filbert, and I'm just dipping a little bit in water. You can have your palette handy if you want to. And in terms of having something to hold the egg while you're painting, I would suggest having something with a round mouth, kind of like this. This is like a cover for one of the hair products or any kind of bottle cover you can think of. So you can just hold it like this and you're not touching the egg really. So you can let it dry, then you flip it and you do it the other side. All right, so I'm gonna position mine kind of tapered in this fashion with the finger on the top over here, and I'm using my Filbert to get some of my carmine. So we're going to start off with the carmine, and we're going to start off by doing roses for this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint them exactly like we would on paper. So our little C strokes, and then we're going to do another one out here. And then another one here. And don't worry if they don't come out too perfect. We're not looking for perfection. This is painting on an egg, so it's not necessarily the easiest thing on the planet. So once we have that, I'm just going to put this down for now. And I'm going to take my number 4, and I'm just going to, with just water, I'm going to kind of enhance some of the detail with the tip of this brush. And I'm just kind of adding repeat strokes on this. To soften it up a little bit. And then once I have that done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my mixed paint here. I mixed some of the Russian blue and the carmine, and I got this purpley color, so I'm going to get some of that, and I'm just going to add it onto this flower to give it that nice like purpley hue at the ends. And then I'm going to put that down. I'm going to get some additional carmine, and I'm just going to highlight the center some more. And then a little bit on the outside. And then we're just kind of finishing off this floral. There we go, we're done with our rose. All right, so that's pretty enough. Let's do another one. I'm shifting it over this way, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I'm going to do it slightly lower. So comma, comma, another comma here, one more up here. Just like that. Then going back in with my number 4, I'm just going to kind of smoothen things out a little bit. Just to get some lighter strokes happening. Give it that nice watercolor effect, right? And then I'm going to get some of the other purple that I have, or actually, you know what, just stick with the same purple. And this way we're not getting different results. But you can see how I have some areas that are like nice and bright, and then some that are like very watery, watercolor looking-ish, for lack of a better term. And that's what I like. So now I'm going back in and I'm just adding some darker hues of this carmine because it is pretty. And just highlighting some of these areas. And then I'm going to leave it. All right, so we have our rose there. We have another one here. And let's do another one kind of at the... We have to be very careful as we shift this over on this end. Okay, so I'm going to do one over here. And you see, again, you see how I'm holding the egg. By your third one now, you should be doing it a lot easier. Or these strokes should be coming to you like a lot easier compared to the previous ones. Flipping back with the number 4, I'm just going to kind of smoothen some of these out and add some lighter ones on the outskirts. Perfect. I love the dreamy rose look that it's kind of getting or evolving into. So I'm just going to mix some more of that color, purpley hue of mine, because I've run out. And I'm going to get some and add some, just like we did in the previous. Perfect. I love it. I love how these have turned out. I'm going to allow this to dry a little bit before we can do some more. Actually, while it's drying, you know what? We can kind of add some additional florals around the other white areas that are happening here, and then we can do some leaves. So let's just go ahead and do some little mini florals. So we can use the number 4 and create ones that are kind of like this. Very tiny. Four-petaled flowers. So I've done like 2 over here. I'm going to make the consistency even less so it's not as dark looking, and make these very, very simple. It's almost like fading off in some areas. Adding a little bit at the top. Some there. Now I can add some over here, but actually I'm just going to flip it around and do some over here on this end. So let's do some at the top here. I'm gonna add some over here at the bottom. Now, I think for the next ones, I wanted to use the Filbert because I think the Filbert would have been a lot easier to create these tiny flowers. But we can always try that after. So here we go. I'm doing all of these here. So we've got some here, we've got some here. And I'm going to very carefully turn this over, keeping my fingers still at the top. And I'm going to paint some over here on this end. I'm going to get a little bit more of that carmine in this purple and create some nice, loose, pretty florals. Simple strokes, like single strokes to indicate buds. Not going to overcomplicate the whole process or this because it's literally just getting some really cute color on here to indicate florals and a pattern. And I think we're almost done here. Yeah, I'm just gonna add one more here on this end. And you can see I'm not paying too much attention as to like how many petals are there on these. So now I'm washing my brush. Now we're gonna get some of the umber and we're gonna create some leaves. So just getting my umber directly from here, I'm going to go ahead and create for the buds. I'm going to create like little stems that attach. Maybe even for some of the flowers. I'll leave that up to you to decide. I love that green with these colors. It's quite pretty. And now I'm going to add some nice leaves happening. And I'm trying to leave some white space in the leaves. There we go, like that's pretty, right? So getting some water on the tip of my brush, I'm going to go ahead and get some more color and add couple of more leaves happening over here. And then I'm just going to extend this area over here on this side and create leaves that almost kind of look like they're vines and they're extending out into the other flowers. Well, that's what I did. So kind of extending out. So we've got this here. Let's do some more over here. And some connecting over here. Love it. Like, I just love that combination of the colors and everything, really. So I can see some of these flowers have like the color is kind of almost bled or looks like it's been rubbed off, but I know it's not rubbed off because I didn't touch it in that area. But that's okay because it again gives you that very cute little watercolor effect. And just continue making your leaves and it'll enhance those areas. and make it look quite pretty. So give it some motion, some movement, like have your leaves kind of like extending into the other flower, and just, yeah, just add the detail delicately as you can. I'm going to add some attachments here to this side. Maybe even make them like leaves. Just like that. And let's see, oh, there's some at the top here. So I'm going to attach these, then have some leaves at the very top, making sure I'm not touching my finger. Perfect. And I just want to make sure I'm not touching the leaf. Whoops. Careful. To myself. So it's perfect. It actually looks quite nice. I'm going to just add a couple of details over here on this end as well. And I think we are done for this one until it dries fully. Then we can kind of add some added detail to the bottom of it. But yes, this is the whole idea of painting florals on some eggs and keeping things healthy and interesting, or maybe even making this like an art project with the kids, if you can. Big kids, small kids, all sorts of kids, whoever's really interested in doing this. But I think it's such a calming thing to do. I am loving this idea of painting florals on like eggs. However, because they look so pretty, I don't really feel like eating them. So hopefully the kids will still want to eat them at some point. I'm just adding some more here. And I think that's good. Oh, actually, before we go on, there's one more thing. I want to add some of the yellow ochre to the purple flowers. So I'm getting some of the yellow ochre directly from here. And I am going to add tiny details onto the flowers themselves. And just so you can see it clearly, I'm just going to make sure my finger is right there and I'm holding it down this way. And now you can see where I'm adding it. I'm just adding it to the center of the purple flowers, and I feel like it really gives it an amazing pop. So that's why we're doing this. Just a couple more, and then we should be done. So this is the whole idea. Hope you guys like this. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking of doing, or if you have any other suggestions of how you can hold the egg while you're painting. I would love to hear from you guys. Feel free to send me your work, the eggs that you kind of do on Instagram or Facebook. You know my handles, Hello Clarice G. And yeah, that's it. Hope you guys are planning something fun for the weekend. And this is our finished product here. I'm going to put this aside and allow it to dry for a bit right now. So this is the final outcome of what we just painted. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Like the video. I put out tons of other videos, watercolor related videos, where I normally am not painting on eggshells, but on watercolor paper. So definitely check that out. Thanks guys so much for watching. Please send me your eggs if you do any images of them on Instagram or Facebook. I would love, 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 love to see what you guys are inspired to do. So thanks again and have a wonderful, wonderful Easter weekend.